Hi, Jeff here. Today I want to share with you my 4-step sales and marketing process that I use to get consistent growth out of my clients through sales and marketing. So the first part is the art of marketing. We call it the art of marketing because that's the creative part. It's where we work on the brand and the brand personality and what that means to people and gives us a tone of voice that we're going to talk to people within. But it's also really important that we put the customer as the hero in any of the narrative that we write, whether it's in videos, whether it's in flyers on our website. The customer needs to be the hero and their experience. If we just talk about ourselves all the time, we'll just bore them, quite frankly. We've got 14 offices all over the South Coast. We've been established since 1972. We've got these credentials, these credentials. No one really cares, to be honest. What they care about is their experience in the future. What's going to happen to them once they've purchased your product or service. That's what they care about. They don't care about what you've done in the past. So it's important to make sure that we create content that engages them in that way, that connects with them. Go, that is exactly what I want. I'm going to phone those people up. So it's really important before we start going out to market that we've got the right message. Because if we've got the wrong message, it doesn't matter how much we spend on marketing, we're going to fire blanks, and that's important that we really do hit the target with that. So that takes us on to the next stage. Once we know what our message is, how we're going to present it, then we can go out to the market with it. So this is the science of marketing. This is where we get down into the details of the numbers of it, because marketing is maths in that respect, in that we need to find out how much it costs us for a lead for every strategy. We need to know what percentage of those leads convert into customers and how much those customers spend, and that gives us our acquisition cost. And we know that if our acquisition cost is less than the customer spends, we're in business. The problem is if our acquisition cost is £200 per customer, but it's we only sell something that costs £100. We're in trouble there. So we need to make sure that the science of marketing works, so the numbers work. So it's really important then we're going to test and measure all the strategies, because 80% of marketing doesn't work. So we need to make sure we get the 20% that does work. And the only way to do that is by testing and measuring very carefully each of the strategies we do. Because people always ask me, Jeff, what strategy shall I use? And unfortunately, I don't have a magic wand. I don't have a crystal ball. So I'll say, well, look, I've got a pretty good idea that maybe this, and this might work. But the only way with your messaging in your business, in your marketplace, is to test it. So we test it very carefully. We invest some money in the marketing. We see if it works. We either bin it or tweak it, depending on the performance of that, and we move forward. And that is what creates us leads at the right price that we can pay, which takes us on to point 3, which is the sales system. Now that someone's put their hand up and said, yeah, I'm interested, I'm inquiring, I want a quote, or whatever that is for your business, or whether they just walk through the door, if you're a retail outlet, it works just the same. What is the unified process that we're going to take people through that will really help them come on board as customers? Now, you may have heard that it takes 7 to 12 touches of a company before you feel like you trust them enough to buy them. But what most people do is they'll get an inquiry. So, right, great, we'll go quote, we'll go see you. And they come out and they do the sales meeting. That's 2 touches. And then you need to follow up 7 times to get to that 7 before the people trust you enough. But actually the follow-up process just tends to be, have you decided, or actually what it normally means is nothing, because people don't follow up because they feel bad, they don't want to bother people or pester people. So it's important to put that stuff in before we meet them. So as soon as that they identify themselves as a lead, as a prospect, then we'll send them something in the post. We'll have a fact find call with them, and we'll speak to them along the way before we get to the meeting, so that when we get to the meeting, they've got to know us a little bit more as a company, so that it makes the last part of the job easier when we get to the fact when we're going to ask them for some money at some point. That then leads us on to the next point, is the emotional buy-in, because a purchase decision is an emotional decision, not a logical decision. It's mostly emotional. So we need to help that person make that journey and maybe get past the fear. And I tell you what, before we even need to do that, we have to get past the salesperson or the business owner's emotional fears around sales. The fear of not wanting to be too pushy or not wanting to push too hard. But if you're confident in your product and you know it's going to add value to the people's lives, it's your duty to get it in their hand. And so, but some people feel bad about selling. So selling, in my definition, is professionally helping someone to buy. That's all we're going to do. We might well be qualifying people out. That's what we do here actually in the sales system, is we qualify them out before we even meet them. If they're not right for us, that's fine. We'll move on. We recommend somebody else who'd be great for them to do business with. But once we're there, we're in that place, we need to get over the person's objections, their own objections about their own sales, because that's pretty hard for people to get past that. And once we've done that, we take them through a journey so that it's going to uncover the emotions behind the buying decision, and so we can help that customer get to the right decision in the end. And say, if you've got confidence in your product and you know it's going to add value to their lives, why wouldn't you? So that is my 4-step process, and I know that I take all my clients through this process, and it's delivering great results in that respect. Is that at the end of it, we're getting happy customers that are coming through. They've gone through a great process. They know exactly what they're buying by the time they get to the point where we ask them for the money. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more details about this 4-step process, then get in touch. Social media, you'll find me, LinkedIn, Facebook, or you'll find me on jeffshrimpton@actioncoach.com if you want to send me an email. This is a 4-step process. I've showed you it in a few minutes. There's a ton of work in here. There's a lot of stuff behind there. So there's loads and loads more to go into. And I do offer, for the right businesses, a free session where we can dig into where you're already at and see where the gap is and see if I can help you move forward with that. So if you'd like to book one of those sessions, I don't have tons every week because I'm pretty busy, but if you'd like to book one, then get in touch and we'll make that happen. Thanks for listening. I'll speak to you soon.